If you don't know the Hunter x Hunter anime, and you find yourself endlessly scrolling Netflix or YouTube in the hope you find a brief relief from your painful existence of endless self retrospection while quarantining with your family members that would frankly rather watch YouTube themselves than spend another minute with you, go watch Hunter x Hunter. If you have already watched it, I guarantee this video will not fill the void in you. Nothing will, ever again. At least until Togashi finds just the right mixture of antidepressants to abandon his happy life and instead perform grueling mental and physical labor in order to momentarily appease his ever unsatisfied fanbase. But whether you've watched Hunter x Hunter or not, Jing's philosophy is one of the most interesting in the whole medium of anime. People bash on him because he left his son Gon alone and disappeared, but otherwise Gon's name would have to be something like Present instead of Gon. And we could agree that that is a terrible name for a main character of an anime. And you know just how Jing cares about names. But what is this genius philosophy that Jing displays by abandoning his child and going around on adventures? To understand that, we have to first look at Nietzsche's idea of Übermensch, or a superior human. Now, if this seems like some Nazi propaganda, it's because Nietzsche's sister twisted and morphed his work after he died in order to help justify Nazism. I know, very uncool. Nietzsche thought that in an industrialized society, rational people simply cannot believe in a God. Therefore, he wrote, God is dead and we have killed him. Mostly by creating a society based on logic and reason. Values that we derive from God no longer matter. In fact, it may feel like nothing at all matters. Without the values and meaning given by God, it is easy to fall to nihilism. Envy is no longer necessarily bad. Abstinence is not necessarily a virtue, except, of course, during quarantine, where I practice abstinence because it saves lives, and definitely not for any other reason. Moving on, Nietzsche even thought that envy was a good thing because it inspires you to become a better version of yourself. For example, when I see a guy with an 8-pack, I'm envious and might decide to go to the gym before eventually staying inside because the gym is closed and end up watching anime girls work out instead. An Ubermensch creates his or her own set of values based on a love of the world around him. These new values will be life fulfilling and allow people to fully express their creativity. An Ubermensch knows that envy is beneficial and is constantly trying to improve himself and explore. He is in a sort of childlike state, always finding enjoyment in the world around him, and is willing to take risks, even willing to risk his own life in order to achieve his goals or to get that sense of adventure. And when it comes to acting like a child, nobody beats out Jing. He literally spends all of his time playing weird games, whether it's telling Kite to play hide and seek with him, or telling Gon to play hide and seek with him, or playing hide and seek with all of humanity. Point is, the guy really loves hide and seek. But being an Ubermensch is about trying to get what you don't have and enjoying the process of getting it. And when Gon asks Jing what he wants, Jing says, I want what I don't have. But for Jing, the journey is just as important as the end goal. He finds value in the people he meets and the beautiful things that he finds and then leaves behind for others. He abandoned the set of values society instilled, values that say you have to stay with your child or at least call once in a while. I mean, he could have at least done what my father did and used getting a pack of cigarettes as an excuse to leave. I'm still waiting on my dad, by the way, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back any day now. And instead, he creates his own set of values that prioritize real adventure and doing real good. And he wants to instill that same set of values into Gon. For Jing, adventure is the thing that gives him fulfillment. And he's willing to risk his own life for that. More than that, he wants to give his son a good life too. After all, he left his son with a loving family and encouraged his own son to risk his life while looking for him, knowing that would give Gon the adventure and friendships that he needs to be just as fulfilled as Jing is. Jing is even willing to go to the dark continent knowing of the dangers because for him, adventure is more important than his own life. Nietzsche also had another idea related to Übermensch, the idea of eternal recurrence, which is basically that you should live your life as if it would happen over and over and over forever. If this makes you want to reevaluate most of your life choices, then maybe you should be doing something like push ups or learning Java instead of watching YouTube videos about anime. Unfortunately, I personally am in too deep. The ideal of eternal recurrence is only natural after you abandon the hope for an afterlife and can focus solely on your existence in this world. If Ging were to die at any moment and relive his life over and over forever, he would do so without regret, knowing he experienced, risked, and even suffered life to the fullest. Still, knowing his genius philosophy doesn't make me enjoy watching him getting hit in the face any less. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you would like a detailed analysis of the philosophy of Nietzsche, Miriam, or anything else. Or I might just take a page from Dagashi's book and take a year-long hiatus and not finish what I started.